Keir Starmer can't even go one day without a scandal being reported. He is back in the hot seat after revelations surfaced that he accepted an additional £16,000 worth of designer clothing from Labour peer Lord Ali, originally declared as cash for office use. These luxury items have now been reclassified as gifts of clothing, adding to an already uncomfortable narrative for the Labour leader. For a party that claims to champion the working class, this reeks of hypocrisy. Starmer just doesn't get it. His constant stream of gifts is an ethical car crash. His defense? He needed the luxury items during a busy election campaign. Seriously? When millions are facing a cost of living crisis, a Labour leader accepting designer freebies doesn't just seem out of touch. It makes Labour's slogans of fairness and equality feel hollow. Starmer's promise to no longer accept clothing donations not only seems like too little, too late, but it's simply because he got caught out. If none of this come to light, he would still gladly be receiving all the gifts he possibly could. The SNP is now calling for a full investigation, likening this to a slow-motion expenses scandal. And they're not wrong. This drip-drip of revelations is eroding public trust, and Starmer's attempts at damage control might not be enough to stop the political fallout. The cracks in the Labour Party have already started to show. Rosie Duffield announced her departure from Labour in a scathing attack on Starmer's leadership.
Keir Starmer has had the opportunity to apologise, to disclose everything all at once and to just say, I hold my hands up, I made a mistake, I got it wrong, I can see how bad it looks. But instead, he's doubled down. He seems to be affronted when asked about it by journalists who are doing their job. This is a scandalous way to behave. None of us need free things. Even the lowest paid MPs, I've said this before, like me, earn £91,000. That is so much money compared to the average British person.
Duffield's critique is particularly relevant here. If MPs are already earning well above the average salary, why should they be accepting extravagant gifts on top of that? Starmer's luxury donations only widen the perceived gap between political elites and everyday citizens. It sends the message that while MPs are insulated by high salaries and perks, they are making decisions that ask the public to tighten their belts. Rosie Duffield went on to say, someone with far above average wealth choosing to keep the Conservatives' two-child limit to benefit payments which entrenches children in poverty while inexplicably accepting expensive personal gifts of designer suits and glasses costing more than most of those people can grasp. This is entirely undeserving of holding the title of Labour Prime Minister, forcing a vote to make many older people iller and colder while you and your favourite colleagues enjoy free family trips to events most people would have to save hard for. Why are you not showing even the slightest bit of embarrassment or remorse? This chart clearly shows the damage that Keir Starmer has done to the Labour Party since becoming Prime Minister, and it only goes up to the 2nd of September. I can bet that it will be looking even worse in the next few months. From 2022, we can see there has been a steady decline of people who previously described the Labour Party as being close to the working class. But what is more alarming for Starmer is the recent sharp rise in the number of people describing Labour as not being close at all to the working class. Rosie Duffield has signalled that Keir Starmer is deepening the divide inside the Labour Party, and her departure is likely to only be the beginning. If more Labour MPs start to resign, this could spell the end of Starmer's reign as Prime Minister and leader of the Labour Party.
There is not a good feeling amongst those senior backbenchers.
I was going to ask you that, the mood in the party. I mean, do you think that others will follow? I mean, there's obviously been a bumpy start to the new Labour government. When you speak to your colleagues, do you get the sense that there are others that feel like you?
There are many others that feel like me. Household names that people know that have been around for a long time are really angry, really frustrated. You can tell that it is taking a toll on people. So I'm not the only person who's likened this to being in an abusive relationship in the last couple of years. People have felt, I think since Keir became leader and basically didn't have any connection to us and didn't listen to us or our experiences, people feel, what's the point? And I don't know that anyone else will leave. I think most people feel I've got to stay and fight inside the party. And I did that to the best of my ability for as long as I could. I've also had the added issues of, women's rights. So for me, this is the end of the road for now.